Let us now take the first sutram which prescribes a tatpurusha compound. Sutram is 2.124. It reads Vitiya Shritatita Patita Gatatyasta Prapta Pannaihi. The Vritti says Vitiyantam Shritadi Prakritikaihi Subantaihi Saha Va Samasyate Sacha Tatpurushaha, which means that a padam ending in a second case affix optionally compounds with a syntactically related padam composed by adding a subaffix to either shrita or atita or patita or gata or atyasta or prapta or apanna, and the resulting compound gets the designation tatpurushaha. Why does the vritti say va samasyate? Where do we get the optionality from? Recall that we have studied the sutram 2.1.11 vibhasha. That is the adhikara sutram, a governing rule which exerts its influence all the way down to the sutram 2.2.29. So all the compounds prescribed by the rules in this section from 2.1.11 to 2.2.29, they are optional unless of course stated otherwise. So it means that the compound formation is possible, or we could optionally have a sentence, a vakyam, expressing the same meaning using the same terms that are part of the compound. And since this sutram 2.1.24 is in the adhikara of vibhasha, therefore the compounding prescribed by 2.1.24 is optional. Second point here is that why do we say syntactically related padam? Because recall the adhikara of samartha padavidhi, which tells us that any time there is a padavidhi, a prescription involving one or more terms having the designation padam, then there has to be samarthyam, there has to be a syntactic relation between those terms in order for the vidhi, the prescription, to apply. If there is no syntactic relation, then the padavidhi does not take place. Okay, we also know the anuvritti of sup is coming down from 2.1.2, subhamantrite parangavat sware, and the term dvitiya mentioned in this sutram 2.1.24 qualifies the term sup. And we know by the paribhasha sutram yena vidhistadantasya, a qualifier by means of which an injunction is made stands for a term which ends in it as well as for itself. That is how we get the meaning vitiyantam subantam padam. And we also know the anuvritti of sahasupa is coming down from 2.1.4. Hence we get the meaning shritadi prakritikaihi subantaihi. Now why not simply say shritadibhi subantaihi? Why say shritadi prakritikaihi subantaihi? Because the terms shrita, atita, etc., they are pratipadikani. They don't contain any subaffix. Hence it is not possible to say shritadibhi subantaihi. We have to say shritadi prakritikaihi subantaihi, which means those terms, those padani, which are composed by adding a subaffix to either shrita or atita, etc. That is the only way we can connect subantaihi with shrita, etc. And of course, you know the adhikara of tatpurushaha, it goes from 2.1.2.2 down to 2.2.2.2. Hence the compound which is formed by using the sutram 2.1.2.4 gets the designation tatpurushaha. The note here says that shritadinang gati vishesha vachitvat gatyartha karmaka iti kartariktaha, which means that since the terms shrita, etc., convey a kind of motion as per the sutram 3.4.72, gatyartha karmaka, etc., the affix kta used in these terms denotes the agent of the action. It obviously has to be so, because how can they take an object unless they denote the agent of the action? In order to connect with a dvitiyantam padam, which denotes the object of the action, these terms shrita, etc., must denote the agent of the action. Now one additional point here is that how come the first tatpurusha samasa vidhayaka sutram is starting with dvitiya? Why not prathama? Reason is that prathama tatpurushaha compounds have a special name, karmadharaya compounds, and those will be dealt in the section from 2.1.49 after the end of this first quarter of the second chapter of the Ashtadhyayi. So that is a special section of Karmadharya compounds which will be dealt with later. So that is why we are currently starting with Dvitiya Tatpurushaha compounds. Okay, here are some examples. Krishnam Shitaha equals Krishna Shitaha. Note here says that Dvitiya Vibhakti is used in Krishnam as per 232 Karmani Dvitiya because 2369 Na Loka Vyaya Nishtha Kalar Chatranam blocks 2365 Kartarkarmanoho Kriti. The affix Kta used in Shrita has a designation Nishtha by the Sutram Ktaktavatu Nishtha 1126, and since 2369 specifically mentions Nishtha, therefore 2365 is blocked and we go back to 232 Karmani Dvitiya to get the Dvitiyantam Padam Krishnam. Krishnam Shitaha means one who has resorted to Lord Krishna. The Alaukika Vigraha Vakyam is Krishna plus Shrita Su, compounding authorized by this Sutram 2124, because we do have a Dvitiyantam Padam Krishna connecting with a Subantam which is composed by adding a sup affix to the Pratipadikam Shrita which is specifically mentioned in 2124. So all the conditions are satisfied. Now as per 1243, Prathamanidrishtam Samas Upasarjanam, the term Krishna gets the designation Upasarjanam because in the Samas Vidhayaka Sutram 2124, the term Dvitiya ends in the nominative case. And hence, as per 2230, Upasarjanam Purvam, the term Krishna is placed in the prior position in the compound. Now, Krishna plus Shrita Su gets the designation Pratipadikam by 1246, Krityadita Samasascha, because we have formed a compound. This allows 2471 Supo Dhatu Pratipadikayoho to apply in the next step. So, we remove the affixes, the sup affixes and Su, which are inside the Pratipadikam to get the compound Pratipadikam Krishna Shrita. Now, as per the Sutram 2426, Paravalingam Dvandvatat Purushayoho, the compound Pratipadikam Krishna Shrita is masculine here since the latter member Shrita of the compound is masculine. We can similarly construct the neuter compound. Krishna Shritam equals Krishnam Shritam. The Pratipadikani Shrita, Atita, etc. mentioned in the Sutram 2124 also represent their feminine counterparts, Shrita, Atita, etc. This is as per the Paribhasha Pratipadika Grahane Linga Vishishtasyapi Grahanam, meaning that whenever a Pratipadikam is employed in grammar, it denotes not only itself but also that which is derived from it by adding an affix denoting gender. So even though the Sutram here says Shrita, Atita, etc., they also refer to Shrita, Atita, etc., which are the forms we get by adding the feminine affix tap. Hence we can also construct the feminine compounds Krishna Shrita equals Krishnam Shrita, etc. In the masculine gender, Krishna Shrita declines like Rama Shabdaha. In the neuter gender, declines like Vana Shabdaha. Feminine gender, Krishna Shrita declines like Rama Shabdaha. Similarly, we can form the compounds Dukkham Atitaha equals Dukhatitaha, one who has gone beyond sorrow. Upam Patitaha equals Kupa Patitaha, one who has fallen into a well. Gramangataha equals Grama Gataha, one who has gone to a village. Taranganatyastaha equals Tarangatyastaha, one who has tossed beyond the waves. Sukham Praptaha equals Sukha Praptaha, one who has attained happiness. Dukkham Apannaha equals Dukkhapannaha, one who has acquired or fallen into sorrow.